doing that, how long did it take them to do all that flooring?
Less than a week.
How many guys did they have around?
3.
Yeah, that's about right.
2, and then they added a third.
That's a lot of stuff to put down.
Yeah.
What is Partition King?
Partition King, that's the toilet partitions that got approved in the last select board meeting.
Oh, okay. I didn't expect that kind of name, but
That one needs to be signed. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna make sure that they're all signed, that's all. That needs a second signature. You didn't sign that here. These need a second signature.
This is, Gem Enviro Tech Incorporated, that's the floor,
That's the abatement contractor.
that's the abatement contract.
Thank you. March bank reconciliations.
Especially if they put this sets up way everything. Just moving over to the property.
This is January through April, and April's bank recs, yes. Place to set up more like a family has Should we start looking at those? Those are April bank recs.
So you're just not so happy. History.
This is it is. Yes.
Just a little ways away.
March.
It's true, there is a swirl of currents sometimes when the water is hard on the there's a flow flowing up.
The grant. So that'll be moved. We're gonna set up the grant. We're gonna set up a revenue and expenditure for each grant. Okay. Yeah. And so that'll be moving out of, what it's charged. Yep.
Yeah, or sail boat and find your way all the way up to the Iron Bridge. Not much time. It gets really windy. The current's not much fun.
This one was,
That is the report for January through April of all the transactions. to her again, cause I should have been fixed. Yeah. Not so much the checks, but the statements. I'll talk to her. What is that on April?
It's on both of them.
And I think for the checks, we probably have to void them and then reissue them.
That's what I thought, but we should just.
Yeah.
Stuff with Christian kids. You go down there and go big enough to like. And the two houses. Only in winter.
Here's the description of
Yeah, in the summer.
I'm sorry, say that.
Should we have a description
Directly
of just?
across is not more houses.
Oh, that was for, printing the Conservation Commission's response to the permit application.
Super rare. Nobody's always sitting down, especially when you get
I think it was more than that, but 350 is what the Conservation Commission approved prior to it happening, so that's what it is.
so that's just up the river from us. And there's that's this way.
Next to it. Or we all do.
Of course, we were away for almost 2.5 years. We just read spring 3 times.
just tried posting to cover the balance. Do you monitor? Exactly. Oh, yeah. And this years ago, now I'm calling her back. And then she came back to the house. Shoot. Actually, 3 get within 50 feet of her. Apparently, she doesn't come back. No, I'm sad. At least I'm not getting in my trap. She must be having
Gravel tax levy.
the same bear we had. She cut it over 2 years. This should for college. Volunteer to be one of the ones that did this. Oh, okay.
Intent to excavate.
This was plenty more enough for us. We'll just see what comes up.
Intent to cut.
They're in the just hill country, north of San Antonio. It changes really quick.
No, you buy it if you want to go home.
This is the petition and poll license we got from Consolidated. They're not wanting to add any poles, though, it doesn't appear. They're just wanting to run lines in the right-of-way on Harriman.
Okay.
So I'm a little confused as to why they're asking for a pole license. They're just wanting to run 800 feet of conduit from one pole to another pole. It's for the Fidium fiber. So I'm not sure why they're asking for a permit, pole permit.
That's the strength of the line. That's the strength of the line.
What do you mean?
When they add the fiber,
Yeah,
they'll add that line first, and then they'll put the fiber on top of it.
right, the fiber will go in the conduit,
Right.
yeah. So we originally told them it was fine, as long as you don't damage the road. They're putting it in the right of way, in the ground.
And this is the Fidium project.
Right. So, and I don't think it's necessary. What they're asking for doesn't apply to what
Doesn't
they're
make
trying to
sense.
do. Right.
This is what's that? That's asking for poles.
That's what that application would be for, yes. But the project description is running the conduit. So it doesn't make sense, right?
No,
Okay. So I'm just gonna let him know he doesn't need a pole permit to run conduit. And I think they're coming out of Littleton.
Yeah.
So I think maybe they're confused because I know Littleton has like permits and all, I mean, they've got a robust program that's required to do anything there. So maybe that's why he's thinking we're the same.
no,
Consolidated ain't nothing to do with Spectrum, is it?
no.
No.
Verizon.
Alrighty. We received a request from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to use the gymnasium. They've changed the date a couple times. Right now, they think the final date will be June 26th from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. And it's to have the public hearing on the proposed GSL project. So it's not an issue approving it because I can do that, but I didn't know if we wanted to waive the deposit for them or not since it's the Army Corps, or do I ask them for a $100 deposit check?
I'd suggest we waive it. Do we want to suggest that a better venue might be the White Mountain Regional High School auditorium?
They're trying to do it in Dalton.
In
Originally, they contacted Terry to do it in the old town hall.
That's
And
too small.
she's like, yeah, you're not gonna fit in here.
No,
So,
okay. It seems like, the auditorium at White Mountain Regional, I don't know the capacity difference, but I think it seats more people and it's more comfortable. Should we suggest that, or?
I can if you want, but I think she's already called around and she seems pretty adamant to wanting to do it in town. So I don't know.
There is more seating up there.
Yeah. I can propose it.
That would be my suggestion.
Maybe they'll do more than one, I don't know.
I mean, it's not till June anyway, right?
Right.
So,
So if she says, no, we want to do it in Dalton, do I waive the deposit? That was my question.
What is the date that they're asking for, John?
June 26th.
It's after graduation, so.
I make a motion that we waive the deposit. For this event.
What's the meeting on?
It's
What
a
is it?
public hearing for
Go ahead.
the what, the correct one.
Was it on, is it in the date or what is it about?
What's about?
The proposed Granite State landfill project? It's the Army Corps?
I'll second it. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Alright.
I think that's all I have for signature. Oh, meeting minutes. Did you guys have a chance to look at them?
No.
Do you want to postpone it to the,
If
because
we
they're
can.
long?
Yeah.
That's fine. I know I sent them to you late. It took a long time to get through them.
I did see one typo.
Okay.
I think that Carberry is spelled Carberry, not Bury.
All right. I'll just put it here and I'll find it.
Floor and abatement again?
Are we going on the agenda?
Yeah.
Abatement's done, flooring's done. They finished yesterday.
Did they give us an air quality and all that when they were complete?
It was attached to the invoice, which was attached to the check, and
No, I didn't.
I emailed it. I believe I emailed it to you guys as well. I think. Okay. What's in here? I attached everything to the check.
Employee retirement plan. Did you ever get over to Brian?
Yeah, he's gonna come sometime in June.
So I am still concerned about the delay with this because if you read the information that Jeanette sent out from the New Hampshire retirement system, they meet every 2 months. And so their next meeting is in June. So we should try to get, our on their agenda.
How much is it gonna cost town?
It's going to be about 40,000, which we talked about in the budget hearing and also at town meeting.
Well, it'll be less than that now because we're halfway through the year. 40,000 is what the total was for the current employees at the time that we were talking about it, which was the end of last year.
And that was also with full staff at the highway department as well.
Correct.
And we're down an employee. When I looked at the information again that was sent to us about it, we've already as a board approved this going forward. We approved it back in March. Now the decision that needs to be made is whether we do it pre or post tax. And I would recommend that we do it as a pre-tax deduction for employees.
I'd still like to wait till talk to Brian.
And he said he would come almost any time. When I talked to him, he said any Monday wouldn't be a problem for him, so.
Well, he said that there were issues because he coaches t-ball or
Right,
softball or something.
but I just soon wait for him, see what he's got to offer, and
Any applications for the highway?
We do have a couple applications. They've been sent to Adam. He's asking that we set up interviews. He doesn't want to wait 2 weeks, so I was going to see if we could do a working session next Monday.
Yeah.
I believe that there are 2 applicants that he wants to look at. So we can do 6 or 6:30 next Monday?
Yep, 6.
6 work?
Well, does it work for everybody else?
Can make 6. So that's the 20th.
Yes.
Trustee training session? Oh, I forgot to assess a contract.
Yeah, he was sending me something over today that he thinks would work. He said that we could make modifications to it, and he was pretty open. So I hadn't had a chance to look at it yet, so I will look at that and then forward it to you guys to review prior to, maybe we can discuss it Monday. Because today is the day I should have the warrant from the select board so I could do the first tax bill. But obviously that's not happening, so. I'll look at that and then send it to you guys maybe tomorrow.
If we're late getting the taxes out, we have enough cash flow for a little while.
Yeah, it's really getting someone in here quickly to do the things that I can't do.
Right, the
And-
assessor thing, so we can.
Yeah,
But I'm
and
just looking at it too late,
Yeah.
too long.
Yep,
It looks like
we're in a
we have
good,
enough
we're in a
cash
good
for real.
cash position. Yep.
Where's this assessor out of?
Vermont,
That's the one we've been talking about all along.
yes. Trustee of the trust funds, where you were going next, I think.
Yeah, the trustee training.
So there's, NHMA provides training for trustees. It's $70 per person. I know Chris Ennis is elected as a trustee and she said that she was interested in going. Christine Ordinance and Sue said that she would be interested, but she didn't respond when I sent the information out. So,
No problem with it. It's a good class.
okay. So I think you were gonna do it virtually, right?
Make a motion that we support sending the trustees
I
to
second
the
that.
trust funds to the training session in NHMA.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I do have a couple other things to add to new business, if I may.
Okay.
Nancy's here. She's been looking at, as the treasurer, she's been looking at trying to get us more interest on our money. So she provided this. There's a cover letter there because she didn't know if she would be here or not tonight. So maybe she could just speak to it instead of you guys all reading it. It's up to you guys.
You want me to just tell you about it? Okay. Basically, the ICS account, the sweep account, has money in it that sits there temporarily. And as my job, and the RSA is in there from the state, to let you know the options. And the options are, first of all, we were getting almost no interest on it, so I called up the bank and said, look, this is really low. So they raised the interest rate to 2% if we just leave the money in the ICS account and don't touch it. Or we can do a certificate of deposit. It's called a Cedars account. It's not exactly a certificate of deposit. In excess funds, and the sweep account is because in our general fund, if we have more than $250,000, it's not insured. So they sweep it into other banks. They do it all so that we're fully covered. So this money sits there temporarily, and my suggestion, after she sent the letter in there, you'll see it, is to put it in a Cedars account and earn a little bit more interest than the 2% that she just upped it to. For 13 weeks, it would be 3.5%. And I just think that maybe in July, after the first, the taxes come out, tax bills are paid, there's a lot of money sitting there temporarily. For 13 weeks, we invested in a Cedar account, whatever amount you want, and it would earn right now it's 3.75% if you did it for 13 weeks. Or you can leave it there for 2%. I don't care. It'll make a lot of work for me. If you want to do it, I'm just here to tell you what the options are for the money that sits there, not earning any money. Or earning the 2% now. It used to be 0.1 something, but we're getting 2% right now. Absolutely, yep. And that's why if, you have to look at the cash flow. Starting in January, we had 750,000 in the sweep account. It gradually went down. It was at 500,000 for 3 months, and now it's at 250. And I would never feel comfortable in going for 6 months because who knows what happens? 150 a month we need for expenses. I'm just guessing because the sweep account goes back and forth. So if you have 250 in your general fund and you use it and it gets down to 50,000, it sweeps backwards and they pull money out of that account. So that account, you have to be careful how much you would want to tie up for 13 weeks. And it's up to you. You can leave it there at 2%. But I was happy because it was at point whatever. If you don't ask, they're not going to give it to you. So it is protected.
Do you have a sense for cash flow? And we could look at it each time that we do it going forward for what would be a safe.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because we do the bank reconciliations, so
Yeah.
we do those, and I know what we're cutting because I do the report.
We have to anticipate, like if we did it starting July
Mhm.
through 4 months, basically, right?
13 weeks is
So
3 months and a week.
3 months.
Yeah.
So July, August, September, so into October. So we have to make sure we had enough.
Mhm.
in
So
October.
you can't touch it for 13 weeks, is that correct?
Right. Well, there's another letter in there. There's a penalty if you do have to touch it. I asked, has other towns ever had to? No, they don't. It's pretty cut and dried. And you wouldn't do it, you know, it's not risky because you're going to be careful. There's nothing, you know.
And you're not putting all the money in there. You would do 200,000, under 250,000.
Yeah, I
to
wouldn't
make sure
do-
it stays under the FDIC insurance.
I wouldn't do up because then you're dealing with other banks. I would only do 200,000 or something, but, and you're looking at 2% for 200,000 for 3 months is what? Do the math, you know, versus 3.75, and that I can't guarantee until we go to do it in July. Things could change. So that's why I'm just giving you a heads up to think about it and look at any options.
I make a motion that we do use this mechanism to try to earn more interest. Let's say if we go conservatively at 200,000, let Jeanette just verify that with our bank reconciliation from the past year.
I'll second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Nancy, what did you say we were getting for fourth grade?
Point
Do you wanna look
one
at that, Tom,
something.
or
I know.
she just explained?
I'm like, hello, I'm new here, but that doesn't. Yeah. 2% now if we do nothing.
Which is more than double what we had.
Well, in January, we had 750,000 in the account. Then it slowly went down. It was 500,000 for 3 months, and now it's at 250. But there's also 250 in the general fund, so it just got swept backwards.
Yeah.
So we would have been safe for 3 months to do it.
Yeah.
I don't advise. I'm just letting them know what's out there.
But it's extra money for the town, it's a good idea. Extra money.
It's about $1,500 for the 3 months that it would be in there.
And how much at 2% if we just left it there?
Just under half.
Yeah, so,
Basically half.
yeah, so, and we do that twice a year after each tax bill went out, December, January, or just do, July and December, and then in July we see how it goes, and, you know, I don't know. Depends on the balance and the rate at the time.
Thank you for checking into this. Thank you for getting them to increase our interest rate.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
I got a couple other things here. The Conservation Commission submitted a letter of interest from Carol Sheltree, who's interested in becoming a full member on the Conservation Commission. She served in the past as the liaison for the Select Board, and she's interested in becoming a full-time member.
I'll make a motion to make her a member.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We received information from North Country Council regarding electronic vehicle charging locations in the North Country. It looks like there's some investors who are looking at making it possible in areas. Right now, there's no commitment. They're just putting together a project list with communities who may be interested in installing chargers. So they're asking for the towns to get back if whether we're interested or not, and if so, are there any specific sites where we think those would be a good spot to put them?
So are these public or private sites?
It's through the Department of Environmental Services, so they'll be, well, they're going to be done through the state, so they'd be public. I mean, you still have to pay to use them.
Right.
They do say if you have businesses who are interested, please let them know as well, but I don't think we have any businesses who would be interested in,
What about the country store? They have gas stations, they have gas pumps.
maybe.
That's what I was thinking of in terms of.
I can reach out to them and ask them if that's something that they're interested in looking at.
And these would be,
I was just
trying to say, we get reimbursed for electricity.
Well, it's also been my experience that when I've seen them in the
What
North
do you mean?
Country charging
I mean-
somewhere, there's usually only one or two cars charging anyway.
It seems like if we had it here, it'd be a good opportunity for people who have electric vehicles.
Like, how
And
far
they have
would
to
you
pay
go
to have
around
a
the
charge.
back
So it's
side?
not like we're giving out free
They put
electricity.
two
Way in the backside.
Tested it with just a one. They usually do.
So I'm sorry, I'm having trouble hearing background noise. Say again?
If they put two instead of just one,
Mhm.
might be better off.
So, I mean, again, it's just, they're just looking at interest levels right now, so is that something that I should get back to them and say, hey, we'd be interested?
Yeah.
Do we need to vote on that, or no?
I don't know. Do we need to
I
vote
mean, they're just reaching out for interest now, right?
Correct.
Is there gonna be a cost on that and putting them in?
Right now, I
You
don't know.
yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it'll end up being a grant or something, I'm not sure. It doesn't say. They're just at the preliminary stage with DES right now. And then the last thing, which is more old business than new, is the mowing. So we got a price from the guy who did it last year. He went up by almost 50% to $10,500. And then we got another price from someone out of Littleton, and he's at $19,000.
Ouch.
Yeah. So,
Well, I think gas and everything has gone up.
gas and insurance and parts and labor, you can't find anyone to work.
And he did the cemeteries last year, right?
Yes,
I make a motion to go with this guy.
the guy we had last year.
Yeah.
I'll second that.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Did you ever reach the lawyer on that letter from Tom for Adams Pool?
Yep, I'm waiting to hear back from her. Yep. She was gonna put something together
Okay.
in agreement.
That with the Donna Madonna property?
Yes.
So which option did she want to go with?
She wanted to go with the temporary option.
Is the mowing guy gonna mow that area too?
I did not include it at the time, but I can ask him.
As I recall, we talked
We
about
talked.
volunteers
We
going
did
in,
talk
didn't
about
we?
volunteers, yeah. Well, we also talked about volunteers taking care of the property.
Keeping it clean, yeah.
Yeah.
But Tom had suggested that the mowing guy mow that area too.
I can ask him how much it will be to add that.
It's not a very big spot anyways.
No, it's not.
Is that what we want to do?
Did Brian get the 3 estimates on the fence?
I don't know. I assume probably not, because I haven't heard from him.
That was the last thing.
Yes. That was the last thing I had. We do have
Yeah.
non-publics.
The public comment first. Anybody?
Wow.
Wow. Guess we'll go into non-public.
I make a motion, we go into non-public.
I second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Do you mind if you would just take a quick look at it?
No, go ahead. Employment, but you're welcome to come here on Monday. Otherwise, it will be Tuesday after Memorial Day.